I'm a huge lover of Japan for many reasons, and this is one of them. The Ukiyo-e, or woodblock paintings, and the one that you are looking at is the most famous. It's also possibly the most famous Japanese artwork, full stop. And the painting is by Katsuhiko Hokusai, and his years are 1760 to 1849. And this painting was done in about 1830 to 1831 in the Edo period, which is, Edo is the old word for Tokyo. Tenpo Ichi-ni, Tenpo 1-2, which is the Japanese designation of that time. Woodblock print, Nishiki-e. That's the term they use, Nishiki-e. Ink and colour on paper. And these paintings, this comes from a calendar, a series of 14 of the paintings in a calendar published by the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. And the great thing, I haven't checked this out yet, but you can go to their website and you can look at these pictures online. There's a database of 25,000 of these paintings. You can look at them for free. I would love to do that sometime. Now, I'm going to talk to you today about why this painting is so compelling. It is a blueprint for Japan. It's got the tsunami, basically. Look at this. It's huge, massive. It's the first thing that really strikes you about the painting. And the funny thing is that on looking at this painting for the first time, you might not even notice the Mount Fuji backdrop. Now, Mount Fuji is actually a sizable mountain. It's around, I think, about 4,000, 4,500 meters high. And if you ever live in Japan, it's the one thing that is sort of a challenge, if you like, for those that are living in Japan. If you haven't done the Mount Fuji journey, you haven't really lived in Japan. Well, I've lived there for 6 years and I never did it. I came close a few times, but for one reason or another I never actually did it. So does that mean that I've never really lived in Japan? I don't know, but I've heard that it's an arduous journey. Some people, they really get sick. Hours, like you need probably a whole day to do the thing. You get altitude sickness, you get tired, exhausted. So that's Mount Fuji. And in this painting, the tsunami has completely dwarfed Mount Fuji. In a way, it's almost eating. It's about to eat Mount Fuji. So it's a play on perspectives. I mean, the wave in comparison to Mount Fuji is really tiny, but from this perspective it's gigantic and it's devouring everything in its path. The boatsman, the mountain, even us, in a way, if we look at it closely enough. I'll get to that in a moment, but it really has that feel of the ocean about it as well. You feel there because of the sea spray. Look at the little white dots. You can feel the ocean, you can feel the water spraying onto your face. It's got that very Japanese impermanent feel about it. It's a moment in time and it's going to be gone almost immediately, but it's captured. So we're on the precipice here. What's happening next? We don't know. There's that sense of doubt and fear and impermanence. The Japanese love it. It's got also a very three-dimensional feel about it. If you look at it long enough, you feel like you're actually in the painting. The swirls, the contours, very circular, very wavy. You feel like motion. You feel drawn into it. And because of the boatsman there, you feel maybe that you're a boatsman as well, navigating the waves. You try to get a sense for what they're going through, navigating through these treacherous seas. There are 3 boats. At first I thought there were 2 and this one was splitting through this wave here, but it looks pretty clear that it's actually 3 boats. You've got this, I don't know what that material is, but you've got this material at the bow of the boats, and so you can tell that it's 3 boats. Now, on this boat here, which has successfully navigated this wave, I'm presuming, you've got a man here, and his back is towards the bow, so I'm guessing he might be some kind of coxswain, which means that these boats here and here must also have coxswain in there, but they're actually hidden from view, which is kind of cool. There are actually men in there and you don't see them. And these ones, they're the main crew. There's actually a few here that look to be hidden. Maybe they're kind of some kind of important people, because they're not doing any rowing, these ones here in the middle. I'm presuming this boat has them as well. So why is it that these ones are rowing and these ones are not? What I love about the crew is that they're so stoic in the face of these gigantic waves, particularly this one. They're not even really noticing the waves, they're oblivious to them. They just march on, well, figuratively, march on through the waves. And it's a bit like the Japanese spirit in a way. They're always set by calamities, typhoons, earthquakes and tsunamis. And they just keep going, they keep moving on. Resolute. Look at this, look at the crew a little bit closer. See, this is the crew, and they're facing this towering over them. How are they actually going to navigate this thing in this tiny boat? A bit of focus problem here. If I zoom back out a little bit, they're completely oblivious to the wave that's ahead. It's the first thing that we notice on looking at the painting. And they're in the midst of all of this, and they don't even notice it. maybe out of the corner of their eyes, a Japanese thing. The elephant in the room, well, the tidal wave in the room, and they just row through it without a further thought. I actually considered these paintings, and this is only one painting. They're marvellous. I considered them, and I can get so immersed in one painting, it feels like I'm actually there. All of these emotions, the fear, the energy, the impermanence, the doubt, the cold, the chill, all of these things can be felt. When you look at these really closely, and when you get out of your head a little bit, you just immerse yourself in the painting, you really do get transported to another world. The translation, I've heard that the translation for Ukiyo-e is floating world, and everything about these paintings is floating. It's on the precipice. It's up in the air. That fleeting, ephemeral feeling that the Japanese always capture. It's captured in so many of these paintings, and they do it so well. I feel like showing the next painting, but I mean that's a painting in itself, and it also captures that ephemeral spirit. Marvellous paintings. Thank you, Japan. Wow.